Hello, to the Bible study here tonight. This is Pastor Benjamin here tonight. We're going to study from the book of the man of Israel turned again to the children of Benjamin and smote them. In the book of Judges, we talked a little bit about after Samson came through, the tribe of Dan go and they end up taking this guy God and his foes, and they went into captivity. So the Bible is going to move on to another story. And this time we're going to go from Dan and he's going to focus a little bit in Benjamin. Um, and so we can see what's going on. Okay, Judges 19:1. And it came to pass in those days when there was no king in Israel, and there was a certain Levite sojourning on the side of Mount. When you see Levite, they always represent a priesthood or some part of that holy church or congregation that God had. So he sojourned to from Ephraim, who took his concubine out of Bethlehem, Judea. Now, here's the thing. I don't know if we understand this here, but it seems to be in the old days that these guys were allowed to have wife and girlfriends, and it don't seem like there was much of a problem given with that society. Now, I don't know how we get here today, and everything is such a me personally. I don't, I don't, I don't need 10 women. I don't even need one and a half. One is enough for me. But what I'm saying is, even in the old days, if you're gonna be truthful about the Bible, they was allowed to have more than one wife. God bless them. God bless them. In these times, you know, it is what it is. But I just wanted to say that because here it is, we're talking about Levite and a concubine. And his concubine played the whore against him. In other words, he had a girlfriend, she went cheating on him and went away from him unto her father's house, Bethlehem, Judea, and was there 4 whole months. Okay, so his wife, his girlfriend, ran off and left him, probably because she didn't want to be his girlfriend. Okay, and her husband arose and went after her, and spoke friendly unto her to bring her. Okay, let's look at this here. She was a concubine, meaning a girlfriend. Here, it's a her husband. I don't know what to tell you about that. But again, it don't seem like God was more concerned about the relationship more than character here. But he went from being his concubine, and she called him her husband. Okay, he went to bring her again. Okay, having his servant with him and a couple of asses, and she brought him unto her father's house. And when the father of the damsel saw him, he rejoiced to meet him. And his father-in-law retained him, and he abided with him 3 days, so that he did eat and drink. And it came to pass on the fourth day, when they rose up early in the morning, and he rose up and departed. The dangerous father said unto his son-in-law. Now, all of a sudden, the concubine, his wife. What I could probably, if I had to guess, to make from this, and I hate doing this with the Bible, is probably because she wasn't a Levite, she wasn't really recognized as truly her. The marriage, because of how things were set up back then. But here he's talking about his son-in-law. Okay, comfort thy heart with morsels of bread, and afterward go your way. And they sat down, and they did eat and drink, both them together. For the damsel's father had said unto the man, be content, I pray thee, and tarry all night, and let thy heart be merry. Other words, the man seemed to like him, and he didn't want him to leave. And when the man rose up to depart, his father-in-law urged him, therefore, to lodge there again. In other words, you don't leave right yet. Now. Stay here a little longer. And he rose up early in the morning, and the damsel's father said, comfort thy heart, I pray thee, and tarry until afternoon. And they did eat, both of them. And when the man rose up to depart, he said, eh, depart he and his concubine and his servant. His father-in-law said, his father said unto him, behold, that day now the day draws toward evening. I pray thee, tarry all night. Behold, the day groweth to the end. lodge here, that thy heart may get ye early on thy way, that thou must go home. In other words, he didn't want him to stay again. But the man would not tarry that night, but he rose up and departed. And he came over unto uh, uh, Jabus, Jabus, if I'm saying it right, which is in Jerusalem. And there were with him two asses saddled, and his concubine was with him. And when they were by Jabus, if I'm saying it right, Jebus, or however you say it, the day was, the servant said unto his master, Come, I pray thee, let us turn unto this city of the lights, and lodge in it. And his master said unto him, We are not turned aside hither unto this city, a stranger, but that it is not of the children of Israel. We will pass over to what's that? Jebus, Jebel, whatever that city is. And he said unto the servant, Come and let us run one of these places to lodge all night in, what is that word, Pastor Lucy, again? Gibbous in Ramesh. And they passed on and went their way. And the sun went down unto them when they were in whatever this place is again, which belonged in, and they turned aside thither, go in and to lodge in. Come on, what's the name of this word? I would say Gibeah, yes, Gibeah, or Ramah. Gibeah. No, it's Gibeah. Gibeah. I'm sorry, that's right, Gibeah. And when he went in, and he set him down in the streets of the city, for there was no man that took them into the house for lodging. And behold, there came an old man from his work out of the field at evening, which was also of Mount Ephraim, and he sojourned in Gibeah, if I'm saying it right. But the men of that place were Benjaminites. And when they had lifted up their eyes, and he saw a wayfarer in the street of the city, the old man said, Whither goest thou, and whence comest thou? And he said unto him, We are passing from Bethlehem, Judea, towards the side of the Mount Ephraim, from thence am I, and I went to Bethlehem, now going into the house of the Lord. He was going to church. Wow. And there is no man into his house. Nobody's going to be friendly to me. And these were saved folk. These were children of God here. There is both straw and partners for my ass, and there is bread also for me, and for my handmaid, and for the young men's which or with young men which is with thou servant. There is no want of anything. And the old man said, Peace be unto thee. Um, whosoever, howsoever, let all thy let all that let all thy wants lie unto me. Only lodge in the only lodge not in the streets. So he brought him into the house, gave pardon unto the ass, and washed their feet, and they did eat and drink. Now, as they their hearts merry, behold, the men of the city, certain men of Belial, besieged the house round about, and beat on the door, and uh, spoke to the master of the house, the old man, saying, Bring forth the men that they come unto, bring forth the man that came unto the house, that we may know him. So let's go back, and we was in we was reading about the story a lot. Okay, there was the angels in the house. There was three angels in the house, and you see that same terminology that we may know him. In other words, they have a improper relationship or a homo relationship with that man. This is what they want to do. They want to rape that man. This is exactly what they were saying. Check how this goes. 23. And the man, the master of the house, went out unto them and said unto them, Nay, my brethren, do not do so wickedly, seeing that this man is came unto my house. Do not this folly. In other words, don't do what you was planning. Here is my daughter a maiden, and his concubine. Them I will bring now, homo ye them, but do not them, do not with, and do with them, I'm sorry, what seem good unto your eyes, but unto these men do not so, to this man do not so a vile of a thing. That they need to be raping these women either, okay? Well, this person knew, because he's a child of Israel, that it was what they did to the women, it was great, vile, it was horrible, but he to do it to that man in the conference of God for them was worse. Now, not saying that it should have happened like that, but this is how the story said it happened. So in other words, they sent the women out. Okay. Um, but when the men were not hearken, when the man would, I'm sorry, when the man would not hearken unto them, so the man took his concubine and brought her forth unto them, and they knew her, meaning they had sex, and they abused her, meaning they raped her, all the night until the morning. And when the day it began to spring, they let her go. Then came the woman in uh, the drawing of the drawing the woman in the drawing of the day, and fell down at the door of the house of the man's house, where her lord was, till it was light. And her lord rose up in the morning and opened the door of the house and went out to go his way. Behold, the woman, his concubine, was fallen down at the door of the house, and her hands were upon the threshold. And he said unto her, Up, let us go, let us be gone. But none answered. Then the man took her up unto the ass, and rose up and dot him unto. And when he was came unto his house, he took a knife and laid hold of his concubine, and divided her together with her bones into 12 pieces, and sent her unto all the coast of Israel. And it was so that all that saw it said, There is no such deed done nor seen from the day of the children of Israel came up out of the land of Egypt unto this day. Consider of it, take advice, and 20. 18, chapter 10, the Benjamin take a woman, they rape her, they want to have sex with this man, but they gave her the woman instead. They raped the woman instead. Now the man takes his wife, his concubine, he cuts it up in 12 pieces, and he sent it to 12 tribes of Israel. What I perceive to know that he is trying to expose the sins of Israel. Going into the 20th chapter. Then the children of Israel out went out, and the congregation was gathered together as one man. They came all together from Dan even unto Beersheba, and the land of Gilead, and Mizpah. And the chief of all the peoples, even all the tribe of Israel, presented themselves in the assembly of the peoples of God, 400,000 footmen that drew the sword. Now the children of Benjamin heard that the children of Israel were gone up to Mizpah. Then said, Tell us, how was this wickedness? In other words, they now were crying. Well, let me stop here. Why would the children of Israel now be concerned about what they happened? Remember, when sin was in the land, God would, and so it was a comfort deal with the person who committed the sin, so that the whole congregation wouldn't be punished. So now they're going to rush up against Benjamin. And the Levite, the husband of the woman which was slain, answered and said, I came unto Gishpa, if I'm saying that right, that belongeth to Benjamin. I and my concubine to lodge. And the man of Gispa arose against me, and besieged the house around about unto me by night, and thought to have what slain me. And my concubine was my concubine have they forced, and that she is dead. And I took my concubines and cut her into pieces and sent her throughout all the countries of the inhabitants of Israel, for there have committed lewdness and folly in Israel. And remember, this guy is a Levite; he's a priest, so he knows the custom. Behold, ye are all children of Israel. Give her, give here your advice and counsel. In other words, he's saying, tell me what you're going to do about it. And all the people of Israel rose up as one man. We we will not any of us to his tent, neither will any of us turn unto his house. But now thou shalt be the thing which that now this shall be, I'm sorry, the things which we will do to do to Gibeus is how you say it. We will go up by lot against it. In other words, now the children of Israel decided um, that they're going to take this matter and they're going to do it. Now, it was the custom when certain things like that happen, but I think the first thing they should do is go before God and ask God counsel. You see, they get ready to wipe out a tribe if the tribe don't give up the person who did this here. Okay, let's see what happened. 10, and we will take 10 men of 100 throughout all the tribes of Israel, and 100 of 1,000, and 1,000 out of 10,000, to fetch victuals for the people, that they may go. And when they come to Gibesh, if I'm saying it right, of Benjamin, of all the folly that they had wrought against Israel. So the men of Israel was gathered together against the city, knitted together as one man. So they all came together as one tribe. And the tribe of Israel men throughout all the tribes of Benjamin, saying, what wickedness is this that thou you? And now therefore deliver us the men, the children of Bela, which are in Gibesh, that we may put them to death, and put away the evil from Israel. And the children of Benjamin would not hearken unto the voice of their brothers, the children of Israel. But the children of Benjamin gathered themselves together out of the city of Gisper, from saying it right, to go out to battle against the children of Israel. And the children of Benjamin was numbered at the time out of the city, and 6,000 men which drew destroyed, beside the habitation of, Gibesh, which was numbered 700 chosen men. Among all the peoples there were 700 chosen men left-handed. Every one could sling a stone with their sling stones at the hairbreadth and not miss. And the men of Israel, besides Benjamin, was numbered 400,000 men that drew the sword. All was men of war. And the children of Israel rose and went up to the house of God and asked counsel of God. Well, they did go up and ask counsel. And he said, which of us shall go up first to battle against the children of Benjamin? And the Lord said, Judah shall go. And the children of Israel rose up in the morning about Gibesh. And the man went to battle against Benjamin. And the men of Israel brought themselves in array to fight against them at Gibesh. And the children of Benjamin came forth out of Gibesh, and destroyed down, um, destroyed to the ground of the Israelite that day 22,000 men. In other words, the tribe of Benjamin beat them up pretty bad. And the peoples of the men of Israel encouraged themselves, and set the battle again in array in a place where they put themselves in array the first day. And the children of Israel went up and wept unto the Lord again, and asked for counsel of the Lord, saying, shall we go up? Oh, okay, I see the difference. For the first time they went, they didn't even ask the God, was it okay to go up for battle? So they just say, okay, who you want me to, who go first? Now they go back and say, shall I go up again to battle the children of Benjamin, my brothers? And the Lord said, go up, go up. And so God seemed to give him permission. And the children of Israel came near against the children of Benjamin the second day. And Benjamin went forth again out of Gibeah the second day, and destroyed down to the ground the children of Israel again, as that 18,000 men which drew the sword. And all the children of Israel, all the peoples, went up and came unto the house of God, and wept, and set for the Lord, and fast that day until the evening, and all for burnt offering. Good God Almighty, look at there, and peace offerings unto the Lord. And the children of God inquired of the Lord, for the ark of the covenant of God was there in those days, and Phinehas, whoever, the son of Eleazar, the son of Aaron, stood uh, before it in those days, saying, shall we yet again go out to battle against the children of Benjamin, my brother, or shall we cease? And the Lord said, well, for tomorrow I will deliver him in thy hand. Now, before we get into live discussion, I want you to kind of think about why God didn't do it, and all of a sudden now, why all of a sudden now the table have turned. God told them to go a couple times, but they did not. Where is the difference between the two times and then the third time? Because God said the third time, I'm going to deliver him into thy hand. And Israel sought a lie and wait around about Gibeah. And the children of Israel went up against the children of Benjamin the third day, and put themselves in array against Gibeah as at the other time. And the children of Benjamin went out again against the people, and they drew away from the city, and they began to smite the peoples and to kill as the other time in the highways of which one goes up into the and the other one and about 30 men of Israel. Did I do that right, or did I add something to it that is supposed to be there? All right, 32. And the children of Benjamin said, thou art smitten down before us as of the first. And the children of Israel said, let us flee, and draw forth unto the city of the highway. And all the men of Israel rose up out of their place, and put themselves in array at Beer-Turmon, Belturmon, however you say that. And they lied in way of Israel, came forth out of their place, and even out of the meadows of Gibeah. And there came against Gibeah 10,000 chosen men out of Israel, and the battle was, and they battle, and the battle was, but they knew not the evil was near them. And the Lord smote Benjamin before Israel, and the children of Israel destroyed the Benjamite that day 20,000, what's that, 20 and 5,000 and 100 men after 20,100 men. All these drew sword. All of it was men's war. And the children of Benjamin saw that they were smitten, for the men of Israel gave place to Benjamin. Israel gave place to Benjamin because they trusted unto the lies in wait, which they had set beside Gibeah. In other words, they fell for the trick that they get. The liars in wait hasted and rushed up to Gibeon, and the liers in wait drew themselves along and smote all the city with the edge of a sword. Now these are now there was a appointed sign between the men of Israel and wait, that they should make a great flame with smoke rose up out of the city. And when the men of Israel retired in the battle, Benjamin began to smite and to kill the men of Israel, about 30 persons. And surely they are smitten down before us as the first battle. And when the flames began to raise up out of the city and the pillars of smoke, the Benjamin looked behind them, and behold, the flames of the city ascend unto heaven. And when the men of Israel turned again, the men of Benjamin were amazed, and they saw the evil came upon them. And behold, they turned their backs before the men of Israel unto the way of the wilderness. But the battle overtook them, and then and them which came out of the city were destroyed in the midst of them. These that enclosed and Benjamin round about chased them and tore them down with ease over against Gibeah towards the sunset. In other words, they beat them on down till they came, even as God said. Just remember, how come God just didn't let them do it in the first place? That's what we're gonna try to answer in our discussion. And therefore, the Benjamite 18,000 men. That all these were men of valor. They was really good soldiers, in other words. And they turned and flee toward the wilderness unto the rock uh, uh, Ramadan, Rechem, Ramah, and they glanced, and the glance of them in the highway 5,000 men, and pursued hard after them unto get to Goshen, get them, whatever that is, and slay 2,000 men before them. So all which fell that day of Benjamin was 12,000 and 5,000 men that drew the sword. All were men of valor. But 600 men turned and fled into the wilderness and to the rock of Ramah, and abide in the rock of Ramah for 4 months. And the men of Israel turned again unto the children of Benjamin, and smote them with the edge of the sword, as well as the men of every city, as the beasts, and all that turned the hand. Also they set on fire all the city that they came into. And that is Judges 19 and 20. And we get into 2021, so we can go ahead and get ready to finish this chapter out. Pretty set, pretty what this is a hard chapter for me because I hate to see or even read about a story of a woman being hurt and molested and raped this is one of the chapters in the Bible that kind of bothered me, that men would be so cold that they would want to rape the man, and this is one of the first time in the Bible I also saw such a heinous acts for me. So it was a very difficult. I didn't even feel good by trying to read this. I'd be honest with you. That's how bad I felt about it. Then the man cut the lady up, and sung them into 12 pieces, and it's just one of those stories for me. So I'm just gonna cut it like here so we can get into live discussion. This is Lebanon Church Waukegan Bible study here. If you like what you hear, you can go to LebanonChurchWaukegan.org. Please go to our live broadcast tab. Up under the live broadcast tab, a drop down menu will appear. Out of the drop down menu, please select the Bible study selection. Out of the Bible study selection, during our Bible study, you give access to teaching that you heard here. And you also give access to the whole video library that we have there, free of charge. You also get a link to go live where you can come and ask the pastor the question wherever you want to go. It's a great community to be a part of because in the Bible study, we're dealing with the whole Bible. And as I say, the first 4 or 5 books of the Bible is have a lot of more details that lead you on to the other parts of the Bible. They give you the prophecy. But right now, it's one of the stories that the Bible placed in the book of Judges here. According to the book of Benjamin, next time, next Wednesday night, we'll get in to see how God resolved this with Benjamin, right? Because this whole tribe appeared to be wiped out with the exception of a few hundred men that got away. So, once again, LebanonChurchWaukegan.org, live broadcast tab, drop down menu would appear, select the Bible study selection, become a part of our Bible study community. May God bless you, forever keep you in his care as we get ready to go live.